Welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here, and we got the buyer class tonight. It should be a great night. We're going to talk about some of the mortgage rule changes, and I'll put a link to the video. I think I put it in yesterday's email, but remember that those rules apply to people with less than 20% down payment. Above 20% down payment, the rules can really change. You can still do 30 and sometimes even 35-year amortizations, but underneath there, they're really trying to make sure that people aren't over-leveraged and that they're in a healthy spot if there are any changes in the economy, which eventually there always is. Everything goes in cycles. It's a normal part of life. So let's get to today's list. I think there's 16 properties, so short read's the first one. It's at 339.9, and you know when you walk up to this one, you see this landscaping done, you know that this is a first-time starter home, and when you see those little extras like that, it generally means that the house is very good. I haven't seen a lot of examples where it's completely not equivalent, where the outside's nice, but the inside isn't. So it really sets the stage. When you get inside, you've even got this little painted nook here, which really sets it off. I think it's a great idea. Laundry's on the main floor, and then there's just a hallway pretty much and a closet. Get up to the second level, you've got a real open concept design. You've got a kitchen with an eat-in, which you don't see in a lot of these models. Big family room, and then you have a dining room. Everything looks like it's done very, very well. Nice decor. Move-in ready always commands a premium. They've even done a nice little bit of staging outside here too. You can tell they've really loved and enjoyed this home. There's 3 bedrooms upstairs, so they're a little small second and third bedrooms, but they're okay, I guess, for cribs or for small offices. This one may even sell for a touch over asking. It's got a good floor plan. And Collis Court is $349. It's a Brennan model or an Amesbury. It's 1130 square feet. There's 1 full bathroom upstairs. Now, count the pictures. So 1, 2 on the front, and then you get inside, and there's a bunch of different, I don't know if you need to see that angle as well. But here's where I'm going with this, is that, so that's basically your main floor. It's just the one set there. Nice backsplash, nice looking kitchen here. And you got the sliding door walk out to the yard. The basement is finished, and so at $349, that's high for this model, but not if it has a finished basement, not if it's really nice. So I don't know why some of these pictures were used, but there's none of the finished basement. Homes in this area, these townhomes, they're getting close to 10 years old. A lot of the roofs are starting to look a little bit rough, so you definitely want to pay attention to the roof on this one, but they do typically sell with a finished basement right in this range, so they'll be fine. But at first glance, if you didn't know about the basement, you might think it's a bit high. So anyways, Barclay Circle, $369. Same thing with this one here. So there's one at $359 on Barclay. This one probably shows a bit better than that. You know, everything is good here. And there's your finished basement. So that's what I mean, is that when you have this, even if it's a bunch of kids' toys, it still shows value in the house. So that's a good listing there. And they've also done a full bathroom downstairs. So this one has 4 bathrooms. The previous one with a 3-piece down in the basement, it gives you 2 full bathrooms. That makes a big difference. That was a smart decision. So anytime you have a house with 1 full bathroom on the upstairs on the second floor, if you can add one in the basement, you're doing really well for yourself. So Sherwood Road, pardon me, is $389. It says it's 2,000 square feet. If you look at the pictures, it looks like it's 200 square feet. Everything looks very small. The angles, everything else, it doesn't really, and it's a nice floor plan. I've seen this model before. It's just not really hitting, I guess, where I think it needs to be. So short read, $389, this one here. It's an Emery. It's got a finished basement. It backs onto the park. There's one right next to it, I think, a couple doors down, that actually has very similar features, and it looks nice. So if these guys compete with them, they're both going to do well. These are both good homes. They're both listed well, so they're going to be just fine. So Barclay is at $395, and so there's a finished basement on this one. It's a croft side, and it looks like it sides onto the park, and it's an end unit. It's got pretty much everything that you'd expect with a home like this. Now, there was one that sold on Bennett recently for less than the $395 with similar features. So it'll be interesting to see with this one. It's starting to get a little bit high, but it's still kind of in the same range as the short read, and it has a lot of similar properties to those at $389. So we got 3 basically that are battling it out. This one's probably a little bit older. Hutchinson is at $409, so you get too far up and you start competing with the semis. So this is a 1,500 square foot semi. And the owner is selling basically privately, if you want to call it that. He's acting as his own listing agent. That's usually what I say. And 409, usually we see them with a little bit more features, maybe a bit of a premium in the yard or a bit of a finished basement for this price. Now Hepburn, 419, 112, so kind of a weird last three digits here with the 112. It says it's 1530 square feet. It looks, you know, to be honest, I'm not sure which model this is. I'd have to go back in the floor plans and check it out. But it's got the upgraded floors upstairs. Clearly, there's kids that live here. Hepburn's a little bit busier, and probably with this one, I'd have the same thing. If it is 1530 square feet, they've got the California shutters, the upgraded floors. They're probably not that far off, but for them to sell very close to 419, I'd be a little bit surprised. So Zielinski is 429, and so this is a 1,500 square foot home with a finished basement. And it's very nice inside. There's lots of upgrades, California shutters, the hardwood. It looks completely move-in ready. It still seems a little bit high to me. So Zielinski is a good street. If you don't live on Zielinski, you don't really go on it. So that's a good thing. Laurier is at 475. So then you look and you say, you know what? For a little bit bigger, and I get a double garage and a detached and an all brick, I can have this one on Laurier at 475. So once we start seeing semis creep up a little bit too much, you go, you got some options here. So it's set back from the street. It's got a lot of parking in the driveway. There's basically one open room plus a kitchen with an eat-in. And you've got a big room upstairs, 2 full bathrooms. It's got everything you need, really. I think this is a great home. I'm surprised it hasn't sold. But I mean, that is a good value, I think, for that, what you're getting with this one here. Now, Ware Crescent is 489, and so it's a 4-bedroom. It's about 25 square feet. It's like the new, what's it called, Poddington. And I don't know what to think of these floor plans. I mean, I don't know. Someone could scan in the Mattamy ones. These, what do you do? What do you say about this? I don't know. I'm sort of mind blown by that experience of seeing floor plans that probably a grade 4 kid could do. It's a great floor plan on the main level. The bay window gives you some access and a little bit more space to put a table. And so upstairs, laundry plus 4 bedrooms plus a pretty good ensuite and walk-in closet in the master, which is the problem with the 3-bedroom version of this one at 1820. So they added about 200 square feet to it. It's okay. To me, it seems a little bit high, but I do know that some of the sales have justified an asking price right around there. Faskin's a semi at 489. I don't know. I don't think this is happening. The bigger ones than this, the Heathwood ones that are new and nice and gorgeous. Not to say this one isn't nice, but I mean the Heathwoods are playing on a different level. They have trouble hitting at this range. So this, yeah, I can't see this one happening at this price. Clark Boulevard is 559. It's a Scotswood. It's probably a little under 2,400 square feet. A little bit of a busier street, but it is very close to the park too. So you could walk to the Watson Park, which is probably right across the street from this one. And so hardwood floors here. You've got a good-looking kitchen, nice backsplash, everything else. It's a very balanced floor plan. I think it's one of the best ones that Mattamy's built. Plus, you have a finished basement here and a little bit of landscaping. So they're really clicking on all cylinders. This is a great listing, great price. We've seen stuff on Yates that have sold for more than this without a finished basement. They're going to do great. They might even sell for a bit more. But it is sometimes people price a little bit more aggressive because of the new mortgage rules and potentially because we're getting into a slower time of year. Okay, so Jelinek is 565. It looks like a Mattamy Plan 6. So you're talking about a little bit of a den just over here, plus the dining room, plus the family room, and they've opened the walls up. Hardwood upstairs, a little bit more upgrades. You can see the kitchen or the bathroom countertop. It looks like there's a separate entrance potentially on the side of this one, which could add some value. It's all brick. They say it's all brick, but what about this part here? So mostly all brick. I don't know if there's a category for that. It's got a den upstairs, I believe, if it's the model I'm thinking of. And it's Energy Stars too. So you probably save about 30% on your bills every month, which does add up, especially if someone else paid the bill to get that put in. So Derry Road. Now, usually the stuff on the south side of Derry, is in Burlington. So you'd want to check that. That has an impact on your taxes, and it has a couple different impacts on you. But it's it's a little over 2 acres. It's mostly original. And we sold one just up the street here. It took us a while to sell it, but we sold it for just under $600. So that was on a 1.3 acre lot. And in many ways, I think it was very similar condition. Ours didn't have the finished basement. So with a little bit more living space, albeit mostly original, plus the extra size lot, who knows, maybe they're up in the right range at $739, but you do start to see up at $739, we start to see this type of land with upgraded homes too. So they might run into some competition there. Trafalgar's last one's at 2.075. And it's a huge house, and you've got all these fountains, so you could wake up in the morning, flick your fountain on, and just, I don't know, drink coffee or something like that. Big design. These homes, I mean, honestly, MLS listings don't do these ones justice. I wish they had their own web page so that you could see the full breadth. I mean, a lot of times you can't even fit the inclusions in because there's only 300 characters to put what's included in a home this big. So it's 6.43 acres. It's got an extra little coach house and a workshop, so that might work for someone. But in this range, people can get very particular. And so if the right combination isn't there, sometimes it can just extend the days on the market a whole lot. But it's a good looking home. It's just hard to establish any value based on what we see in the MLS. It's just not the right modality. So that is the list. If you're coming to the buyer class, you're going to have a great night. I guarantee it. And if you're not, then maybe you catch the next one. But definitely give us a call if you're coming to town, if you want to go on a tour or anything else. We'll be there to help. Okay, so have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.